Co. I'm Jessica.
I'm Erin.
Yeah, so just wanted to kind of go over. No, this is not working. There we go. Sorry. So this is kind of the agenda. We're going to go over who we are, what we do, and then we're going to get into email templates and your checklist. And then if there's anything that you have during this, if you have questions about, please ask. We want to help you, want you to learn, take something away from this. So if there's anything you have questions about, just let us know and we'll be happy to show you. So Nicole is the founder of the company. She's been in the business for 23 years. She has 12 years experience and she's with KW. She's helped grow several large teams. She started in 2021 with Nicole Co. And then she's originally from Flowery Branch, moved to Sarasota in 2023. She has one daughter and 2 fur babies. And then I have 7 years of experience. I'm licensed and I've helped several teams. I have admin experience within the brokerage and on this side. And then I joined Nicole in 2023, helped double her business. I'm originally from Loganville and I have 2 little fur babies. One's at the vet and she has to have a tooth pulled. So my phone might be ringing with the vet, but and then our next team member.
This is Zara. Zara has 2 years of experience and she's licensed in real estate and as an administrative role. She's currently expanding her book of clients and have admin experience on the brokerage side. She joined Nicole Co. in February of 24 and is excited to help continue to grow the business. Originally from Western Illinois, working remotely has allowed her to travel while still pursuing a career in real estate. And this is me. I have 4 years of pre-closing experience. I worked for O'Kelly and Sorahan for 4 years and then just recently switched over to Nicole Co. Currently working on getting my license. And then I am originally from Michigan. I now live in Brownston. I've been here for 4 years and I have 3 fur babies all my life.
Okay, so we're going to start out with your new listing checklist. You guys all have a new listing checklist already? Yes, no, kind of? Okay, so this is kind of the admin side and everybody does their listing checklist a little bit different. So there might be things that you do that another agent doesn't do. And at the end, we're gonna send you guys a copy of the checklist so you can kind of add to it, change whatever you want to make it work for your business. So with your listing, you're gonna obviously need all of your listing documents signed. You're gonna need to schedule pictures, get the key to the house, put a sign in a lockbox, add it into MLS and Georgia MLS. Do you guys know how to add disclosures in FMLS?
Yes, it's a pain.
But do you do it?
I'm looking to hire someone.
Okay. Okay. So some people don't do it and you're getting blown up. Can you send me the seller's property disclosure? Can you send me the HOA? Can you send me the legal? And it's like, that saves you a step if you do it whenever you input the listing, and it's super easy.
It's not super easy.
It is easy.
It used to be before they changed the way.
No, you're good. And also, I don't know if you probably do know this, but you can add your disclosures in showing time as well. So that's easier than MLS. But if you have your disclosures in MLS and showing time, the agent's going to get it, or they have access to get it in 2 or 3 different places, depending on if you add it in FMLS and Georgia MLS. So that's a benefit if you add it in there. Some people don't. They like to field the calls. Not sure why, but that's there for you. So you're going to want to sync your lockbox as well. And you can also add your lockbox information into showing time. So that syncs as well. And then send your listing to your clients to review, upload all your documents into Command, post it on all of your listing platforms, and add your expiration date into the calendar. So you know, I always add a week notice for listings for expiration. So you know, like, hey, we're expiring in a week. Here's what we need to do. You know, talk to your client. Are we extending it? Are we relisting it? Are we letting it expire? That sort of thing. So is there anything that you guys do different than this? No? Okay. let me show you. So I'm gonna go to our listing. So this is kind of an example of your checklist. So this has where you can add your property address, all of your seller's information, your lockbox, if there's a code, gate code, as well as your showing instructions that you can add into showing time. So that has access for, so if there's a 2-hour requirement, you can add that in showing time. So you'll have a note of that there as well. And then important dates at the bottom. So this is just kind of how we do it. And there's also, like I said, there's things that you can do different as well. So next we have, let's see, let me show you and here's an email template that we use to send our emails to the clients to let them know, hey, you're active. And we added in there that it's on MLS, Georgia MLS, as well as Zillow and all of those, because the first place the client's gonna go is to Zillow. And so we add a link for the clients to see it, as well as their listing agreement, so they have a copy of that as well. So this is depending on how much information you feel like your client needs at first, because if they've already been prompted with all of this, they won't really have questions whenever they get this. But I like to add in there that they, if they have anything that they want edited on the listing, reach out, because they know their house better, and they're going to go and look and say that, oh, there's this that is great and needs to be added. So that's just kind of an example of the listing template that we use. Can you go over in the contract?
All right, for listing under contract checklist, we can update the listing status in FMLS and Georgia MLS. We'll send a congratulations email to the seller. We'll also send the contract to the co-op agent, the attorney, and the lender. So everybody knows that we've started working on the contract. We send the co-op the CBS code for inspection. We'll upload the contract to Command. So we do all of your work for the MC for your compliance. We'll add the deadlines to a calendar that will be sent to your phone and automatically add to your calendar. So you're also aware of when due diligence is coming up, when anything is due, or when closing is. We'll send the seller contact information to the attorney for seller information sheet, which obviously is a huge issue for attorneys to get the seller information sheet, which is super important. So we'll do that for you and kind of explain what's getting sent to them. We'll request loan updates from the lenders, submit DA requests in Command. We'll also get this closing schedule for you. Request utility information from the seller and send it to the co-op. Send amendments to the lender and attorney. We'll confirm the clear to close with the lender. Request preliminary statements from the attorney, geez, oh, Pete, and email closing details to the seller. So really, we will just streamline it for you so you have less to worry about.
And I'm going to show you.
What was that phrase you just used?
Streamline.
No, you couldn't say that word.
Attorney?
Something that you.
What? What did I say?
I don't know.
I'm from
Probably.
Michigan. I might have. I'm one that says like a lot, and all those
Your accent does come out
the
a lot.
northern phrases come out a lot when I speak.
Yeah. And this is a basic, so what this is kind of a basic email template. And like I said, if you want to add, edit, because I know some agents break down exactly what each date is and kind of explain it. Some people want a lot of information up front. Some people want it broken down. Like, here's where we are. Here's our next step. Here's where we are. Here's our next step, and what's happening within that. Because I know some people get overwhelmed with too much information at once. So it's like, all right, here's where we are now, and we're working toward this. And, buyers and sellers don't do this every day. They're not in the business. And so it's your job to keep them updated. And then also let them know what to expect with the home inspection. Because some people, if they leave a radon machine, they're like, what is this machine in my basement? So just kind of give them an update of exactly what to expect during that time, and that the closing attorney will be reaching out to them, and that information sheet is very important to get completed to where they can do all of their stuff on that end. Because we've had people say like, hey, I don't know what this person wants, why are they reaching out to me? So just kind of give them a heads up who's going to be reaching out to them and what to expect from that person. And then here is a information sheet with under contract. So you have all of the information for the contract within one place. Some people are paper, some people want to do it electronic, but this is just kind of a outline, yeah, sorry, an outline of what, you know, especially if you don't know the lender's information right off the top of your head, you can look at this or wherever you're saving all of your information to make sure that, hey, I need to reach out to that lender to see if the appraisal has been ordered. It's all right there for you, front and center. And then this is everything that we just talked about, it's on a checklist here for you. Go back here. Do you guys have any questions about the listing side under contract? Okay. We'll do buyers. So buyers are going to be essentially the same, except you're not going to have to update MLS with the buyers, but you're going to want to make sure it's obviously showing under contract. So once you go under contract, send your email, the congratulations, and include that they need to schedule their inspection. So I know some agents have like a list on their phone of their preferred inspectors, so they'll send that over to the clients and say, hey, if you don't have an inspector, here's who I suggest, you know, with their contact information, so the client has access to home inspectors to get that scheduled as soon as possible. And same thing, this is obviously before you go under contract, but same thing with lenders. It's a vendor information sheet on your phone, copy paste to send to your clients. If you're out and about, it's super simple just to be able to copy it, send it to them, so they have that information. And then obviously you're gonna wanna send the attorney and the lender. I send one email to the co-op agent, the lender, and the attorney. So everybody knows, hey, we're under contract, now you need to start your side of things. Then obviously you need to upload your contract into Command and submit the commissions tab. Add your contact dates to your calendar, save it. You're going to want to look back on those. Send the attorney your client's information for buyer information sheet. And then send a copy of your earnest money to the co-op and lender. And then you're gonna wanna request your commission agreement from the co-op agent, so you get that for compliance. Request a list of utility providers from your co-op and send those to your clients. Request loan updates from your lender, submit your DA request, schedule the closing, send the amendments to the attorney and the lender, and then you're also want to go, I cannot speak this morning, I'm sorry. You're also going to want to request all of your repairs if there's an amendment to address concern, and get those amendments sent, those repairs per the amendment sent over to whoever needs those. And then confirm your clear to close with the attorney and the lender, and then request the preliminary for the client to review prior to closing, and make sure that they have the wiring instructions to the closing attorney. And then obviously send the email with date, time, location, what they need to bring to closing. So your buyer has everything in one email. We're ready to close. Here's what's next. And on the checklist, same thing, just where you can see kind of how we have it laid out. And then
Jessica, for the sellers, do you also send an email to prepare for closing?
Yep.
To get the keys?
Yep. Yep, so on our sellers one, let me pull up the closing details. So we have on here to bring the keys to closing, garage door openers, form of ID, your bank information, and then also we'll remind them to have the utilities changed. So whenever we send a request to the sellers for the utility information, we give them a heads up, like, hey, you need to start scheduling the shut off date for that. So yes, good question. And then, so here is an example of my co-op information. This is a lot of information at once, but you can add, change however works for you and your business. But I like to have everything up front. Here it all is. You compare yours to mine to where we can make sure we're all on the same page. And then I kind of give them a update of what I'm gonna need from them. So if they're representing the buyer, I need a copy of the earnest money from them. I need the, to know when the inspection's scheduled for, so I can tell the seller, like, hey, here's what to expect. And then obviously I need the instructions to closing attorney from them first off. And then this is a list of the buyer under contract. So with that one, it's a little bit more detailed because I feel like for buyers, it's a little bit more overwhelming, more steps, so to say. So just kind of let them know, you need to schedule your inspection. You need to let your lender know, like, hey, we're under contract. Even though we send the contract to the attorney, we want them to be in contact with their lender, obviously. And then also the same dates. We want to let them know, here's your dates, here's what we're looking for. And then for the closing attorney is going to be reaching out to you. And here's kind of a email template that we have for earnest money that, because I do not send wiring instructions. I want the attorney to send it straight to the client because I'm not going to be responsible for money going missing. So if the attorney's holding it, hey, can you please send earnest money to our buyer? Here is their contact information, which they have it already from the seller information sheet, but I want to make sure that they know that we're expecting them to send earnest money instructions over to our clients. And with buyers, do you guys send the golden email for insurance? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Golden email for insurance.
For Georgia Home and Auto? No? Okay. Well, obviously with them being a vendor, this is their golden email that you're supposed to send out to have them quote your clients for insurance. And they also, they do a clue report for your clients on the house as well. So that's something that they offer your clients. And obviously the sooner you can get them insurance information, the better for everybody. So they know if there's any claims and know what to expect for their payments for that.
Well, actually now, we're having a lot of deals fall through because of that
Mhm.
insurance, primarily the age of the roof.
Yep.
It's been a problem this year.
Yep.
So you really want to have them get their insurance for the buyers, have their insurance set for due diligence.
Yep, absolutely.
Because the house can't.
Well, I had one that fell through because the lender was so tight on numbers and they couldn't find coverage that was within that. Yep. And it was because of the age of the roof that they wouldn't cover that, and then they wanted to increase the price, obviously. So it fell through because they couldn't find coverage on the house. And then this is a buyer closing detail, what to bring.
So I'm not aware that we're supposed to be sending something on behalf of Georgia.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. That'll be a question that we need to ask.
I've been here 2.5 years and I've never met that guy.
I've never met him either.
2 years. Never met that guy.
Yeah.
I take that back. He did come to a team meeting when they first became a partner, but.
When you said the deal can fall off because of the roof age,
Mhm.
like how old?
And years.
Yeah.
And older.
Yeah, the one that I had, it was actually 20 years, so it needed to be replaced, but the seller obviously didn't want to. But they ended up.
Older, usually people need to change.
I haven't seen 10. You had one fall for 10, Jim?
I haven't seen it fall through, and but
So it did.
they're
Yeah.
pushing that now, you know. I've
Seen 20.
did 30
Yeah.
something years.
It's getting ridiculous, unless it's like a 15-year short.
And usually
What
with.
they may do is, instead of, offering replacement cost on the roof, they'll do actual cash down. That means it's appreciated.
Yeah. this lender would not take the seller contributions to the buyer. They wanted the roof replaced before closing. So, yeah, so,
Well, the lender doesn't like extra cash value.
yeah,
Because so many people don't have 15 grand.
Yeah.
To put into a new roof, so they don't replace it.
Right.
So that's-
so that's, very important to get that taken care of. Because a lot of people don't realize that you need to know that number for insurance, obviously for the lender and for closing too, like how much money are we talking? Because it can make a deal fall through. Do you guys have any other questions with buyers under contract? Pretty straightforward. It's very similar to the seller side, just the MLS, we're not updating that. Do you guys go and check to make sure that the other agent has put the house pending? No? Some agents, they get really irritated and they're like, it's under contract. Yeah. Yeah.
The
And
seller
that's,
can't get out of that.
right, yeah, I'm with you. Okay. You wanna kind of,
Sure.
we've kind of talked about this already, but
For contract info, so let me, like, this is what we,
yeah, so this is essentially gonna be this sheet that I showed. This one.
okay, so just something
Yeah.
we type it down,
Yeah.
okay. So then we'll offer,
Mhm.
where's it at?
Oh, it's right, yeah, so that's just to kind of keep all of your stuff in one place. Because I know some people do not like to look back at the contract, they want to have it in one place and to have all of your important dates, the address, if there's a, your co-op information, if you don't have their number saved in your phone, you want to have it to where you can find it when you need it. So that's essentially what all of this is. It'll tell you your lead source, how much your compensation is, what else? The lender, and then all of your dates as well. Okay.
Yep. All right, for clothing checklist, what we'll do is we'll turn in the Alta and then checks to Keller Williams, North Georgia, North Gwinnett, sorry. We'll close out the listings in FMLS and Georgia MLS. We'll send a closed email to all parties to let everyone know that we've closed and funded. We'll send review links to the clients for Google reviews, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll show you.
I haven't done a closing yet. so
No,
you
you're good, you're
can't
good.
Expect me to know that yet.
No, we're still
Haven't
training.
done it.
We're still training. So obviously you're gonna wanna turn in your settlement statement and the check to the office. And then, the review link, if you have one, do you guys always request reviews after your closings, before your closings?
Google reviews.
Not consistently.
No?
We should.
Yeah.
Yes, Google reviews are huge.
Yes.
And you know that you can create your checklist within Command, right?
No.
No, you can do that. And that is something that I'm sure Justin can help with. I'm not as familiar, but I do know that agents have their checklist. So within your due diligence, they have a checklist for within their due diligence, what they need to do. And then within your appraisal contingency checklist and so on and so forth. So that's something that you could add to your closing checklist, is to send your review.
Those templates already built.
It's a great question. Let me find that out for you. I don't know if they're built out or if that's customizable per agent. I want to say that you can customize it per agent.
So
So,
let's say we, instead of trying to do all this ourselves, we'll give you access to our community.
so this is kind of a email that one of my agents sent. So congratulations, I'm so excited and I greatly appreciate the trust that you've placed in us from your home journey. I tried to provide the utmost care and customer service. You guys can read, but they just added a link to their Google My Business, Facebook, and Zillow, which Zillow you can hit or miss, But Google My Business link is, I feel like, very helpful right now.
Mhm.
So,
Still makes you say,
well, that, and if you have changed brokerages, it's such a pain to try and get your sales under you. I don't know why it is, and you can't get in touch with anybody over there, so that's, Zillow is not, yes, but clients love it for whatever reason. So we don't like to talk about these, but they do happen. Your termination checklist, make sure all parties have signed, obviously, and then you're gonna wanna submit it to Command, and then also cancel out your commissions tab within Command, so they know that obviously we're not closing because you uploaded the termination, and then you did your commission tab, and then send it to the attorney, the lender. It depends on which side you're on. I always include the co-op when I'm sending a termination, regardless of what side I'm on. Remove all of your deadlines from your calendar, and then you're gonna wanna update your file in Command to either archive the file or make it back active for that buyer or seller. And then if it's a listing, you're gonna wanna make it active on MLS, both MLSs. And some people, I don't know if everybody does this, some people turn their showing times off after a client is under contract. I don't know if any of you guys do, but you're gonna wanna remember to turn that back on. Email templates we kind of talked about. Oh, I have talked way too fast. Are there any questions that you guys have that we could help with on anything admin, anything listing, buyer side that you have questions about?
So you guys will send the papers?
Yeah, we'll send you over the checklist. The email templates is more so catered to your business and how it works for your clients. But I can send you a copy of the slideshow to see like what all is included in that. Just because to me, if you're sending something that I send, they're gonna be like, that doesn't sound like you, you know? And it's easier because you communicate with your clients and they know you rather than how I would say something, that sort of thing. Yeah, more personalized.
More
for,
personal from you than it is from us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there was it showing time or documents that we had questions about? Both? Question mark? Let me pull up. Trying to find an agent that I know that uploads all of their documents. Okay, so whenever you're gonna wanna upload your documents in FMLS, you're gonna wanna go and log in and then go to Remind. And then Docs Plus. And then if you use Remind as your transaction management and not DocuSign, you'll already have your transaction created. So you just go to My Transaction and find your transaction. But if you don't, and you're just using this to upload your documents, you're gonna wanna go to Create a Transaction, and then Listing, and then Next Steps, and add the transaction name, which is just gonna be your property address, and then Continue. And then I'll show you where I can't create a new one here. And then it'll bring you to your transaction. So this one, the little people shows that it is on MLS. So, hello. Hi. You're good. So if you click on the three little dots to the right-hand side and then MLS visibility, you're gonna wanna type in the MLS number and then do shared, so that, and then save, and that puts it on FMLS at the bottom where there's a little picture of the documents. That'll be shared there. And then for Georgia MLS, go into your transactions, edit, and then manage documents. And then you're gonna wanna add document, and then choose your file and name it, and then add. And that adds it to your Georgia MLS as well. And then for showing time, if you go into your listing, so for my agents, I always add it in all three places. So if the agent doesn't have access to FMLS, they can get it from Georgia MLS or whenever they get an approved showing through showing time. And then manage showing time, or you can log into the showing time app, whichever one you do. And then attachments, add. Super simple for showing time. And another thing with showing time that I don't know if many agents do this, but to merge your Georgia MLS and your FMLS listing. Do you do that? No, merge it within showing time where they can't schedule a showing at 10 o'clock from Georgia MLS and at 10 o'clock from FMLS. So they're not synced. Yeah, so whenever you're in showing time, I believe this one has already been merged. But if you click merge, and then there will be an FMLS number with your FMLS and then Georgia MLS, and then click it and click continue, that merges the two together. So it's just one 10 o'clock appointment that's available.
So somebody books at 10 o'clock in FMLS, and another agent goes into Georgia MLS, it looks like 10 o'clock's available.
That's what I've been told. I've never tested it out, but I've been told that that's why you want to merge it to where there's not, no availability for that to happen. Trying to think of what else within showing time. And then obviously you can do your, if there's a 2-hour requirement for your listing that they need prior to showing, go in there and add that. And then if they only show from 5 to 8, you can also add your showing restrictions here. And then your Supra, you can add that here because a lot of inspectors or appraisers will go in and request a showing, and that automatically sends them your CBS code as well. So if you just do the Supra box and then add your number and your CBS code and the location and save it, that tells them the CBS code whenever they have an approved showing.
You do that for your clients.
I do that for my clients. I sure do.
CBS goes.
Yeah, yes. And that makes it a lot easier also whenever, I have noticed recently that a lot of agents are putting a CBS code on their lock boxes because people have just been going into random houses that they don't have approved appointments for. So I've seen a lot of people that do the CBS code that's required in order to even do a showing. So that sends that through your showing time to the agent as well. Yeah, because it happens way more often than not that people go into houses, especially vacant houses. They're like, oh, it's vacant, I can just go and show it. Not necessarily. So.
Somebody's gonna get shot one day.
Yeah, I had, when I was working at my previous brokerage, I had someone call and say, I live in the neighborhood, can I go show the house? The seller was very stern, no showings until we're active. Okay, no. And then I get a notification that the lockbox was popped. And I give him a call, I'm like, I told you no, you need to leave the property. Oh, well, I'm just walking through. No, you need to leave the property or I'm gonna call the cops on you because you're trespassing. You have no right to be in that house right now.
So if someone opens the lockbox, other persons will be notified.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I was the admin for the team, so
Yes.
yeah. So at that point I did have access to, and I'm like, what are you doing? And they just, what do you mean? I'm looking, no, you need to get out. And that's one that, the broker actually had to get involved in because the agent that was showing the house did not think that there was anything wrong with what they were doing. So, let me go back.
That's crazy.
Yeah, people are crazy. I'm like, you don't ever know what's behind a door,
Right, yeah.
a vacant house especially.
There was this is before COVID, but, agent sent a photographer over to a listing, and forgot to tell the seller.
Oh.
And the photographer was licensed, so they locked box inside, the lady was in the shower.
No.
The photographer was coming. Heard something downstairs,
No.
got out of the shower, grabbed her pistol. He's downstairs around the corner, and there's a photographer coming through the door,
Oh.
fired, luckily she missed him. But, yeah, I couldn't.
That gives me chills.
Right.
Well, there was an agent, I don't remember what office they were out of, but it was not long ago that did happen to, and he was hit. And it's scary because it's like you should be over communicating to your clients. But I would be terrified if I walked downstairs and there's just some random person standing in my house.
Especially with a camera, because you don't know.
Right, yeah, right.
Every
And
showing, I don't care if the house is vacant, every single showing, I knock on the door,
Yes.
ring the doorbell before I pop the box.
Yeah.
Open the door, realtor.
yeah, announce yourself,
Coming in.
for sure. Yeah, and that's the thing is that some agents just don't have the training, which luckily with KW there is a lot of training, so, but they don't think that it's wrong because they haven't been told otherwise. And that's unfortunate for us in this business because you're having to work with someone who doesn't know that that's not right. So, let me see. Do you guys have buyer and seller folders that you take with you on a showing?
What would be the folder?
Like a listing agreement, your comps, all of your vendors. Another thing that I have agents do is to get the utility information whenever you get your listing agreement signed. Create a utility information sheet, something like this, to where you have all of that information from the beginning. So you're not having to ask your client a week before closing, hey, who's your your utility providers. So you have all of that from the beginning. And you can even, I mean, if you want to, you could even add a signature on there to where it looks like it has to be signed, which it would be helpful for you in the long run to where you get that up front. And you can actually add stuff like this into your signing platforms and create templates within there. So it's automatically fillable for your clients to go in and create your utility information.
It is a great idea.
Because, yeah, so if you have your listing agreement, all of your disclosures, just go ahead and send the utility information whenever you get that. So you don't have to worry about it once you're under contract and when the co-op asks you for it. I mean, it's super simple whenever you ask your client, like, hey, who are your utility providers? But if you have it up front, you're not having to go back. And so they already have this, and so you can have that conversation. We need to make sure that once we're under contract, whenever you have a closing date, kind of give them the heads up that they're gonna need to obviously transfer their
So you
utility.
had that, and the client goes under contract, you send it to the co-op agent.
Mhm.
At the time you send it.
Yep, if I have it already, I send it. If not, I'll send it. Typically, I request the utilities 2 weeks before closing, just so the week before closing, we're not scrambling to find it. And then I'll send it to the co-op a week before if they don't already have it. So whenever we go under contract, I always ask for utility providers, the instructions to closing attorney, and then if there is the holder of earnest money being the attorney, I always add in there, we need the F511, just to kind of upfront, like, hey, here's things that I need, not necessarily now, but obviously coming up through the course of the contract. I feel like I've been talking a lot. What else questions can I help answer whenever it comes to your checklists, your email templates. Do we have email templates set up? No. Did you know that you can create your email templates within Google to have it let me pull it up. So you can actually have your email templates in Google. So if you go under contract, click it and it automatically will have all of this, like your email template for under contract. You can have it set to where all you have to do is go in and add the under contract dates and then any information that you want pertaining to that contract. So I'll add one really quick where you can see how to do that. Let's do this one. So if you're in your Google, you're gonna wanna go to your settings and then I'm gonna have to play around with it to find it.
Signatures.
Well, it's not a signature, it's you have to select that you allow. Okay, yeah. So within your settings, under the templates, you have to enable that setting on your Gmail in order to be able to create your templates. And then to create a template, just add whatever you're gonna want. And what I do to kind of draw attention to myself whenever I'm sending the email is I save it. Ooh, not that color. Is I'll save it as highlighted so it prompts me to go in and add that information. And then so let's do closer. And then go here and then templates. And then save draft as a template and save as a new template. So save it as your pre-closer information. And now whenever I go to my templates, it's automatically there. So that honestly, if you have it set up to where you have all of your email templates saved, so once you're under contract, all you have to do is go in and add the dates, the attorney, that information, that saves you a lot of time. Do you want me to do it again?
No, I'm just looking at, I see where you went under advanced.
Yeah.
Your settings.
Yep, you have to do that first in order for that to be
And enable
enabled.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And then you're able to save all of those here. And then just click and fill in your information for your template that you're wanting to create. And then also within, you can also pre-fill your GAR forms. I don't know if you guys know that. If you have a closing attorney that you like to work with, you can save that within your GAR forms or just add it. I mean, some people, yes. Let me think of a.
I just like for it to pre-fill my information.
What signing platform do you use? Question mark? Okay, let me see. I need to figure out what agent I can log into on here to show you. It's been a minute since I've done that, but I know that you can do it. We're gonna be Bob today. Yeah. Gonna be Bob.
Oh my God, one's enough.
We love Bob. Watch, I'm gonna pull his stuff up. He had issues the other day trying to get in here, so hopefully it lets me. Okay. So it looks like he has the buyer forms, listing forms, and then your brochures. I believe this is set up from the office, right? Don't they have those forms,
Yes,
the folders? Yeah, okay.
yes, those folders are special.
So you can create your own. A new packet. And then, let me show you, say a listing. What is the new listing called? Yeah,
Exclusive seller.
I was like, wait, they changed it.
I think it's still 201, right?
Okay. So there's your form. And then create template. And then if you always, do you always add the deed book and page, or do you do a legal? Okay, so you can select it to be that always, to where you, it's one click, but that saves you one little click. So you can do that. And then also with your marketing, FMLS, Georgia MLS. You can have that automatically filled. And then compensation, obviously, that's going to be different for all of them. So I feel like it would be kind of a waste of time for you to go in and automatically fill that.
Actually, you actually can't, under the new rules, you can't pre-fill it anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't. But some of the smaller things, like the protected period and stuff like that, if you always do it that way, then you can go ahead and select that. And then the negotiation part, you can do it. And then if you always send a certain disclosure to them, so say you're always going to do the ABCs, protect yourself, and these are kind of just dependent, but
And dual agent and what sub-agent?
yeah, so you can select that up there as well. Yeah. And then does or does not. I wonder if within DocuSign, let's see, I'm going to save that, we'll come back to that. Because I don't know the answer to this, but I want to see if where your information pulls from, where that automatically fills out.
Yes, if you go to add documents.
Well, I would just like your profile, if it saves there, it doesn't automatically pull.
No, it doesn't.
Really?
No, it's inconsistent. It's the most frustrating thing. Because sometimes it'll pull your
Yeah.
phone number, sometimes it won't, sometimes it'll pull your email over, sometimes it won't.
Well, you know how we're going to get around that?
It's a psychopath.
We're going to create templates.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, so now let's see if I create a envelope with this. I'm gonna have to remember what I'm creating where I can go delete it.
It's on that program.
Just do a test. Let's pull and forms, and that would be a packet. Now let's see if my template's saved. Oh my God, it didn't. Let's go back and figure out why. Did that pull over the right document? I'll tell you that, and now it's not gonna work for me. Oh man. That's addictive. So it's this one. So it's saved here. Maybe I uploaded the wrong template. Save. We're learning together. So I had to select which one. I think that's the step that I was missing. Let's see. There we go. So yeah, so if that's frustrating for you that it doesn't pull over all of your information, if you do your templates, then that'll help you that headache every time.
Is that something to do for your clients?
I don't, however, I will be happy to sit down and help you do it. Because, I mean, this stuff is frustrating, obviously, in the time whenever you're doing it, and it keeps deleting, whatever. So if you have as much of this pre-filled as you can, and then you go in and create your actual room for the transaction, all of that stuff should pull. So, yeah, so that'll save you a little bit of time with the frustrating part of it.
Well, it doesn't pull over like that. Everything we put in command in our contacts, the customer name,
Right.
email, and their address and phone number, that doesn't pull over.
So whenever you go to like people here, it's not there? No?
Not all of it. It's inconsistent. Where
Okay.
it brings over from command and what it doesn't.
Okay. Well, in that case, we just need to make sure that your people and then your details is correct, so that automatically pulls for you, so you're not having to add that on every document. Even then, it won't?
Yeah, I've done it. That's the first thing I do, is go into details.
Yeah.
And fill all that stuff in. And create a document and buyer brokerage agreement especially.
Yeah.
The cell phone, usually the cell phone doesn't come over from details or from.
Interesting.
No, it's not a DocuSign class, and you're not the DocuSign person.
Well, I'm not, but I'm
But the templates will at least consistently on my stuff there. When I
right, that, and then if, I wonder if it's where command is not talking to, if it's a business phone or a cell phone on here, and that it's linked the other way, maybe? That is frustrating though, that you have to,
All I do is.
right, yeah. Interesting. Okay,
But that's.
Yeah.
Bring it to this committee.
the templates, and it does, and it, like I said, you can go in here and add, let's see. Go back into this listing and then we'll add the little utility information sheet. I'm gonna find it on my computer first and then show you how the, mm,
What's your
they just were updated, right?
January, June?
There's a class next week on those.
So I guess you have to go in and update, change your forms when they get updated.
Right,
Note
right.
to self.
That's, yes, you do still have to do that. However, you have to do it one time and create that new template, and then it should still be the same thing, the same process as this.
Yeah.
What page number is this? Let's add. Interesting, I didn't know. There has to be a way that you can upload your own documents.
Into the room?
Into the template, like the packet. I know you can. That I'll have to get back to you on, because I know you can do it, I just haven't clicked around in here. Oh, personal maybe? Let's see. Now let's go back to the packet. What am I missing here? So is it equal? You'd think that you would be able to do it from here and just move it over to that template. Are you seeing something I'm not?
No.
Edit packet. I don't know why the actual, your personal one isn't coming up in here. That's to be determined. I'll have to get back to y'all on that. I know you can, I just haven't done it in a while to know what I'm missing clicking into it. Okay. Is there any other questions? Anything that I can help with? No?
I would just say, guys, that contract to close is normally And this is organization, I self-recognize is not my strong point. And this is some of the best leverage you can use in your business when you get busy, is because I have dropped some big balls by night, having somebody else's for me. So,
And I will say on like a pre-closer, please do pre-closer when we're doing our introductions. From a pre-closer side of it, working with a TC, because agents are so busy, that TCs are very on top of it. Like when you need something, especially like if you need amendments or exhibits, and because I worked with Jess and Nicole and them for the 4 years I worked at O'Kelly before I switched over. And I would say anytime that an agent had a TC, just the responsiveness and the quickness and getting what you need was so much better, especially with like the seller and buyer information sheets. That is so important on a pre-closing attorney side, because without that, we don't know HOAs, we don't know payoffs, we don't know any of that. And like, if title comes back and there's liens, the attorney's quickly on that, needing to contact the seller, needing the social media. Like, so that stuff is so important, and when you have that little extra help to do that for you, it's huge on the attorney side, the lender side, all of it. So I will say that Jess was someone that was, Nicole even, always on top of getting the stuff that we needed back. Because it happens quick, closings come quick, closings move up, and then everyone's rushing and everyone's stressed out, and you guys still want to show houses and do listings and do all your other properties, but at the same time, we still have to get the one closing done. So like, it's helpful to have that person that is organized, and it is very helpful. And I will say from the pre-closing side, it was a blessing in disguise. Always have an agent that had a TC.
some pre-closers are better than others.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
If you send everything when you're supposed to, it never fails a couple days before closing. Hey, I didn't get it in the through.
Yep.
He did, his email, I said,
Yep.
well, he used it.
Oh, yeah, no, trust me, I get that side of it too. I get it.
So you can do all of this yourself, or you can hire us to help you.
It's
Hire.
first level.
And a lot of it, like this is more so for you guys if you're not using a TC, where you can get your system set up, because we want to obviously help you guys succeed. Even if you don't use us, we want to give you something that's obviously beneficial for your business. And then when you are busy and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm swamped, I don't want to do this, call us and we're more than happy to help you in any way whenever it comes to this. And then we had a little, the QR code is going to have a review, and then also information for you to send your email address where I can send you over those templates. So you have those. Yeah.
And also the checklist.
Yeah, the checklist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
So that'll help you get, and it'll be a PDF, so you can edit anything, like if you do something special for your side of the closings that's not on there, it'll be where you can edit it, so you can make it efficient for your business.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so if there's any questions, obviously it's not 1:30, but if you want me to help with getting your email templates set up.
And one thing, like,
Yeah.
I'm trying, because I never went to the website.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do Docs Plus, and then when I press it, it's saying blocked.
Oh, here, I can show you. I don't mean to get in your way.
And I just looked online here, but I can't.
Is it your first time going into there?
Yeah.
Did you add in your,
See, I clicked on a bunch of times.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, so
It's
now
just
it's
because
there.
your pop-up was blocked.
Oh, okay. So,
Yep.
thank you so much.
Oh, I love your boots.
Thank you.
that's Erin's go-to.
Yeah, I think I have 23 pairs of boots.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
It's a problem.
There are worse problems.
Oh, yeah, definitely. My husband might not agree with that, but yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have anything that you have questions or could use the help with, because I am very, it drives me crazy whenever people don't have this stuff already, like, they don't know where to start. And so I'm like, let me help you at least get started to get your business, because at the end of the day, it's your business, you know? But I like to help people get their systems up and going, because it's very overwhelming in the beginning whenever you first get started. You're like, I have no idea where to start, where to look, where to ask for help. So I'm more than happy to help get those systems started for you. With you.
Pretty much.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
talk very fast, so that was supposed to be till 1:30, but.
Appreciate 30 minutes, but.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So where do we get all the documents and contracts and things like that here?
Did you join Neymar yet? Have you joined a board?
Yes.
Did you get your NERDS number? Okay, let me show you where we can go to find that NERDS number.
And I do have some business cards if anyone.
Yeah, I have a folder I can, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, that's beautiful.
I don't know how to end this on here.
You're welcome.